"Such vibrant colors," MJ remarked, admiring the painting. But the artist flinched as the councilman walked by, his brush strokes tightening, adding a near-invisible symbol. A mistake or a message? The sun beat down on the bustling street art fair in Charlotte's Noda Arts District, the air thick with the smell of spray paint, grilled food, and creative energy. Michael Jordan moved through the crowded tents, enjoying the vibrant atmosphere, here to lend his support to a community arts initiative his foundation partnered with. He paused frequently, genuinely impressed by the diverse talent on display. Sculptors twisting metal into impossible shapes, photographers capturing stark urban landscapes, painters splashing canvases with bold colors. His attention was particularly captured by one booth tucked slightly away from the main thoroughfare. Here, an artist worked intently, seemingly oblivious to the surrounding hubbub. What made the scene remarkable was the artists themselves. A young woman, maybe late 20s, operating from a sophisticated motorized wheelchair. Her hands, affected by what looked like severe arthritis or a similar condition judging by the visible joint inflammation, couldn't grip a standard brush. Instead, she used a complex-looking adaptive setup, a customized mouthstick holding the brush, controlled with incredible precision through subtle head movements and breath control. The paintings themselves were stunning, bold, abstract cityscapes, bursting with color and energy, yet layered with intricate details, hidden patterns, and a palpable sense of underlying tension. Jordan, a keen collector himself, recognized immediately the raw talent and unique vision. Her name, according to the small sign on her easel, was Lena Petrova. Jordan watched for several minutes, captivated by her focus, her determination, the sheer willpower evident in every controlled movement of the mouthstick, translating complex artistic vision onto the canvas despite her physical limitations. He admired her resilience, the way she channeled her energy into creating something beautiful and compelling. He was about to approach, offer a word of encouragement, perhaps inquire about purchasing a piece, when he noticed something odd. Councilman Roberts, a well-known local politician, strolled past Lena's booth, accompanied by a small entourage of city officials and developers involved in a controversial downtown redevelopment project. Roberts offered a cursory, dismissive glance towards Lena's vibrant artwork and continued on his way, deep in conversation. As the group passed, Jordan saw Lena react almost viscerally. Her body tensed in the wheelchair. Her breathing, which controlled the fine movements of her brush, became momentarily shallow, ragged. Her hand, resting near the controls of her chair, clenched involuntarily. The vibrant flow of her painting faltered for a split second. Then, with deliberate control, she dipped her brush into a dark, almost black shade of paint and added a tiny, almost invisible symbol near the edge of her current canvas. A stylized X intertwined with what looked like a serpent or a winding vine. It was so small, so subtly integrated into the abstract chaos of the painting, that anyone not watching her closely at that exact moment would have missed it entirely. Jordan frowned. It looked like a mistake, a sudden nervous twitch marring the canvas. But her earlier reaction to the councilman, the palpable wave of agitation that rolled off her, suggested otherwise. It felt intentional. A coded mark made in direct response to the official's presence. What did it mean? Was it just personal animosity towards the politician or the controversial project? Or was it something more? He continued to observe. A few minutes later, another city official, this one from the zoning commission, walked past on the opposite side. Again, Lena reacted, though less intensely this time. A slight stiffening, a tightening around her eyes. And again, after the official passed, she subtly incorporated another tiny dark symbol into a different area of the painting. This time, a small, stylized broken gear. Jordan felt a growing sense of unease. These weren't random acts. Lena was reacting negatively to specific city officials involved in development and zoning, and she was embedding small, consistent symbols into her artwork immediately afterward. It felt like a hidden language, a visual code, but communicating. What? To whom? This was the midpoint. The realization that Lena's intense focus wasn't just artistic absorption, and her reactions weren't just personal dislike. She was engaged in something else, something covert, using her art as a medium for a message related to these specific officials and city projects. Her disability, her focus on her art, provided the perfect cover, allowing her to observe and record in plain sight, unnoticed by those she seemed to be targeting. Jordan looked at her paintings again, really looked, searching beyond the vibrant surfaces. He started noticing recurring motifs, subtle patterns woven into the abstract cityscapes. The intertwined X and serpent symbol appeared faintly in the shadows of a stylized skyscraper resembling a new luxury condo building involved in the controversial redevelopment. The broken gear symbol was subtly integrated into the depiction of a chaotic intersection near a recently rezoned industrial area. Other symbols emerged as he looked closer. A stylized padlock near a depiction of City Hall, a dripping faucet overlaid on a map-like representation of the city's water department building. These weren't just abstract elements. They felt like specific allegations, visual accusations hidden within the layers of paint. Could Lena be using her art to expose something? Corruption? Malfeasance? Had she stumbled onto something related to the redevelopment project, the zoning changes, something involving these specific officials? Her physical limitations might prevent her from acting more directly, from gathering traditional evidence, or speaking out conventionally without risk. Her art, displayed publicly at this very fair, might be her only way to communicate, her only weapon, embedding visual clues, hoping someone, somewhere, might recognize the symbols, understand the coded message, and investigate further. The hidden truth began to coalesce, stunning and dangerous. Lena Petrova, the talented disabled artist, wasn't just creating art. She was potentially a whistleblower, using her unique position and talent to expose a hidden conspiracy at the heart of the city's development, right under the noses of the very people she might be accusing. Jordan felt a surge of admiration for her courage, her ingenuity, mixed with deep concern for her safety if she was indeed targeting powerful, potentially corrupt individuals. He needed to understand more, to confirm his suspicions, but carefully, without alarming her or revealing his own dawning comprehension. He approached her booth again, this time focusing solely on the art itself. "Lena," he began, his voice calm, appreciative. "Your work is incredible, truly powerful. The energy, the detail, it really draws you in." Lena looked up, offering a polite but guarded smile. "Thank you, Mr. Jordan. I appreciate you stopping by." "There's a lot going on in these cityscapes," Jordan continued, gesturing towards a specific painting featuring the skyscraper and the hidden X-serpent symbol. "Lots of layers, almost like secrets hidden in plain sight." He watched her reaction closely. Her eyes widened almost imperceptibly. The polite mask flickered. She recognized the phrase, understood his implication. He saw a flash of fear, quickly replaced by her usual guarded composure. "It's just abstract expressionism, Mr. Jordan," she deflected smoothly, her voice even, trying to capture the complex energy of the city, the seen and the unseen forces at play. Seen and unseen forces. Another deliberate choice of words. She was confirming his suspicion without admitting anything explicitly. "Well, you capture it brilliantly," Jordan replied, holding her gaze for a moment longer, conveying a silent message of understanding, perhaps even offering implicit support. "Especially the unseen forces." He then inquired about purchasing the specific painting he'd been looking at, the one with the skyscraper and the hidden symbol. Lena hesitated for a fraction of a second, then nodded. "Yes, that one is available." As they finalized the sale, handling the transaction discreetly, Jordan noticed her hand brush against the small control panel on her wheelchair armrest. Oh, tiny red light blinked once, then went dark. Was she recording their conversation? Or perhaps activating some kind of alert? The level of caution, the potential technological layer, added another dimension to her secret operation. Jordan left, the art fair with the painting carefully wrapped, the hidden symbols feeling heavier than the canvas itself. He knew he couldn't simply hang it on his wall and forget about it. Lena's coded message, her silent plea embedded in paint, demanded action. He contacted Andre, his security head, not for investigation, but for connection. He needed someone trustworthy, discreet, with deep local knowledge of Charlotte's political landscape and potential avenues for whistleblowing or investigating corruption without endangering Lena. Andre recommended Elena Ramirez, a highly respected, semi-retired investigative journalist known for her tenacity, integrity, and history of tackling complex City Hall corruption stories. Norris arranged a confidential meeting. He showed Ramirez the painting, pointing out the recurring, hidden symbols. He recounted his observations at the art fair, Lena's reactions, her coded language, the context of the controversial redevelopment project and the specific officials involved. Ramirez listened intently, her sharp eyes examining the painting, recognizing the potential significance of the visual clues. "This is incredibly brave, if what you suspect is true," Ramirez murmured, tracing the faint outline of the broken gear symbol with her finger. "Using art as a form of coded testimony, it's dangerous, but potentially brilliant." Ramirez agreed to investigate discreetly, starting with the redevelopment project finances, zoning variances, and the backgrounds of Councilman Roberts and the other officials Lena seemed to be flagging. She would protect Lena's identity fiercely, using the artwork only as a starting point, a map guiding her investigation into the potential conspiracy hidden beneath the city's surface. Jordan left the meeting feeling cautiously optimistic. He had acted on his observation, interpreted the silent plea, and potentially set in motion a process that could expose the truth Lena was risking so much to reveal. He didn't know how the investigation would unfold, or what dangers Lena might still face, but he knew he couldn't ignore the message hidden within the art. The hidden truth wasn't just about political corruption. It was about the extraordinary courage and ingenuity of a disabled artist using her unique talents and circumstances to fight back, turning her canvas into a battlefield, her brushstrokes into weapons, hoping the world would learn to see the secrets hidden in plain sight. How can art serve as a form of resistance or whistleblowing, conveying messages that cannot be spoken aloud? What responsibility do we have as observers to look beyond the surface, to decipher potential cries for help or warnings embedded in unconventional forms of communication? Share your thoughts on art, activism, and hidden messages in the comments, and subscribe for more stories where creativity confronts corruption.